The Untold Story of Islam in Guyana and the Caribbean, Muslim Experience. When you think of the Caribbean, you think of sun, sand, and reggae beats. But what if I told you that hidden deep within the history of these tropical paradise islands lies a completely untold story of faith, resilience, and survival? Long before modern borders were drawn, a powerful spiritual rhythm took root here. Welcome to the untold story of Islam in Guyana and the broader Caribbean Muslim experience. From the chains of transatlantic slavery to the brutal sugar fields of British indentured labor, early Muslims fought against all odds to keep their faith alive. This is not just a history lesson, it is an epic tale of absolute survival. The ancient roots and transatlantic shackles. To fully grasp the magnitude of this story, we must look far beyond the modern era. Historical evidence suggests that the Muslim connection to the Americas might even predate European arrival. Scholars point to 8th century Arabic coins found near the southern Caribbean coast, hints of early Moorish explorers brave enough to cross the vast Atlantic long before Columbus. However, the undeniable, well-documented arrival of Islam began in chains. During the transatlantic slave trade, European colonial powers captured millions of West Africans. Among them were highly educated, deeply pious Muslims from the Mandingo, Hausa, and Fulani ethnic groups. These individuals were not just laborers, many were scholars, imams, and military leaders literate in Arabic. Enslaved in Jamaica, Trinidad, and the coastal plantation camps of Guyana, they were forced into a brutal system designed to strip away their names, languages, and faith. Plantation life was viciously hostile to Islamic traditions. Praying 5 times a day, fasting during Ramadan, or wearing modest clothing were met with severe punishment. Yet records show that in places like Port of Spain, Trinidad, communities of Mandingo Muslims secretly pooled money to buy each other's freedom, maintaining their unique identity under the leadership of figures like Muhammad Beth. Over generations, under the crushing weight of systemic slavery, these initial West African Islamic roots were largely suppressed, but the embers never completely died. The Great Hindustani Reintroduction. The year 1834 changed everything. The British Empire abolished slavery, leaving wealthy plantation owners with empty fields and a massive shortage of cheap labor. To save their sugar empires, the British turned to colonial India, creating the complex system of indentured labor. On May 5, 1838, 2 historic ships, the Whitby and the Hesperus, dropped anchor off the shores of British Guyana, known today as Guyana. This day is formally celebrated across the region as Indian Arrival Day. While the majority of these travelers were Hindu, passenger logs show that roughly 21% of them were Hindustani Muslims. 94 pioneering Muslims stepped off those ships directly into the tropical heat of South America, marking the formal reintroduction of Islam to Guyana. These laborers came from places like Lucknow, Punjab, and Peshawar. They brought with them specialized agricultural skills, traditional garments, seeds, and most importantly, their holy texts. They were bound by strict 5-year contracts, surviving under cramped, unsanitary conditions that mirrored slavery. Yet because they were technically contracted workers, they retained a slight legal margin to practice their ancestral customs. In the mud-walled barracks of the sugar estates, the soothing sounds of the Quran and beautiful Urdu qasidas began to echo across the Caribbean landscape. Building an Islamic infrastructure in exile. Survival required organization. As their contracts ended, many Muslims chose land over a return passage to India, establishing permanent roots. By 1860, the very first official masjid was constructed in Guyana. This allowed Muslims to move from secret prayers in the fields to established communal worship. Defending their faith required immense intellectual bravery. In the 1870s, a brilliant leader named Gul Muhammad Khan emerged as a powerful champion for the community. He actively taught himself theology to defend Muslim beliefs against aggressive Christian missionary tactics, publishing pamphlets like Unity v. Trinity. At the same time, Pathan Muslims arriving from Afghanistan brought their distinct code of honor, known as Pushtunwali, which added a layer of resilience to the community. Leaders like Munshi Rehman M. Khan played an instrumental role in preserving the faith among native Hindustanis. By the early 20th century, formal organizations began to crystallize. In 1936, the Islamic Association of British Guyana was formed, launching the first regional Islamic journal, Nur-e-Islam. A year later, in 1937, the community welcomed Maulana Shamsuddin, a visiting scholar who catalyzed the formation of the Sadri Anjuman. Though inner rivalries sometimes fractured these early organizations, They eventually coalesced into the United Sadr Islamic Anjuman in 1949, building a solid institutional foundation for Muslims across the country. The modern revolution and global impact. Today, the legacy of those early sugar plantation laborers has transformed Guyana and the wider Caribbean into a global beacon of multicultural harmony. Guyana boasts one of the highest numbers of mosques per capita in the Western Hemisphere, with over 150 masjids scattered throughout its territory. Islam has grown to become the country's third-largest religion. Major celebrations like Eid al-Adha and Mawlid are official national holidays celebrated by all citizens, regardless of their background. This cultural preservation is unique. While the Urdu language gradually faded over decades, replaced by English and local patois, the core tenets of the faith remained completely intact. In neighboring Suriname, the Muslim population reaches nearly 14%, creating an incredibly diverse Islamic footprint in South America. The ultimate historical milestone occurred with the election of Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, who made history as Guyana's first Muslim president, leading a multi-ethnic nation with deep Islamic values of charity and unity. Furthermore, Guyana's integration into the global Muslim community was solidified when it became a member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, building strong diplomatic and cultural bridges with the Middle East and beyond. The story of Caribbean Islam is a powerful testament to human resilience. It proves that faith cannot be chained, erased, or washed away by the ocean waves. It survived the dark holds of slave ships and the grueling toil of the sugar fields to emerge as a vibrant, indispensable part of the Caribbean identity. The journey of the Caribbean Muslim experience reminds us that our roots define our strength, no matter where we are cast in the world. Thank you for watching. If you found this historical journey inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we will see you in the next episode.